Do you know why child Q is taking her school to court and not complaining to the local authority? No? Well, the local authority has no control over academy schools. No control whatsoever. So if it was you in her situation, you might be thinking that you'd complain to Ofsted instead, right? If you did complain to Ofsted, they'd tell you they're an inspectorate, not an investigator, and they would refer you back to the local authority. The same local authority which has no say over academy schools. So now you're thinking you'd simply complain to your local MP and the local councillors, right? No, wrong. The elected politicians in your area also have no say over academies. They have say over state schools, but none over academies. So now you're thinking you'd complain to the Department of Education. You go to the very top. They're the highest educational body in the land, and they will deal with your case. Wrong again. The DfE says on its website that it will not overturn the decisions of a school. It will only check to see if the procedure was followed properly. So, 1. The local authority has no say over an academy school. 2. Ofsted has no jurisdiction over an academy school and will refer you back to the local authority, which has no say over an academy school. 3. The local MP has no power over academy schools. 4. The local councillor has no say over academy schools. 5. The DfE won't overturn the decision of the school governors. And added to all that, 6. There's no legal aid for education cases. Now, academy schools are funded by your taxes. So if you still decide to spend your money and take the school to court, the academy will be using your taxes to defend themselves. So at every turn, the academy school is virtually untouchable. How is that possible in a 21st century democracy? That the appointed governors of a school, which is funded by your taxes, have more power over your children than the elected politicians of your area? How can an appointed official have more power than an elected official in a democracy? How did academy schools become this law unto themselves? Now you know why Child Q is taking the school to court and not to the local authority. Because academies use taxpayers' money but aren't accountable to the taxpayer. Academy schools are a law unto themselves. And when you fall out with these unaccountable schools, you'll find out just how much a law unto themselves they are, just how authoritarian they are. Now here's a man who set up academy schools like this. Yeah. And here's a man who wants to turn more state schools into academies. Do you want more unaccountable academy schools? Probably not. But I doubt the government will get rid of them. So what about this idea? Instruct insurance companies to offer affordable education insurance. This insurance will cover the legal fees of any parent who wishes to take these unaccountable academies to court. At least then it will be a fair fight in court. But more importantly, once the academy schools know they can be held accountable by an independent body, they will start to behave better. And we won't have more cases like Child Q or TUB. Or introduce a school version of the IOPC, which is the Independent Office of Police Complaints. It can be called, for example, the IOSC, which would be an independent body that can overturn a school's decision, will make sure the school's minutes are accurate, and this body would have the power to make schools apologise. Presently, the DfE and the ESFA cannot do these things. They cannot overturn the decision of schools, they cannot ensure accurate minutes of hearings are kept, and they cannot force a school to apologise. Is this why the Academy School of Child Q hasn't apologised for calling the police? Why can't there be an IOSC, an Independent Office of School Complaints? Is it that academy schools need less oversight than the police do? Are your children or grandchildren more safe in an academy school than they are in police care? Would Child Q have been strip searched in the manner she was if she was in a police station? Of course she wouldn't have. an appropriate adult would have been called. Look, the IOSC could be an organisation that you have to be referred to by your local MP or local councillor. In any case, the IOSC doesn't exist, and the ESFA and DFE has no powers to hold academy schools accountable. And because the government has failed to give parents a body that can hold academy schools accountable, Child Q has had to go to court, because that's the only place she can get some accountability for something that's so clearly wrong. Sounds like governmental dereliction of duty to me. But what have we come to expect from Tony Blair? This is Black Think Tank. Tell your local politicians what you think at the next elections. Or just comment in the comment section.